Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we proudly present our spectacular show of podcast magic and imagination full of Disney wonder, news, and pop culture. It's the Main Street Electrical Podcast with Jenn Dave and David Dollar.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Dave.
It's the Main Street Electrical Podcast. Welcome back to the Main Street Electrical Podcast. Jen, I saw you like 3 or 4 days ago.
Literally. For like three.
The Pitty Party.
For like
Pittsburgh.
3 days in a row. I can't
Yes, it was
believe you
kinda
called
fun.
it the Pitty Party.
It was fun, of course. Upon a Start Travel is the agency that I work with and work for, and Jen owns. So technically, Jen is my
Indeed.
boss, but not on this podcast, yo. No, we are.
No, David is my boss on this podcast.
No, not at all. I do the editing. That's all I got. I have the power to make it sound good or bad. So I make myself sound as good as possible. Jen automatically sounds awesome. So we did have
Whatever.
a Pittsburgh conference for the agency. It was
We
great to see
did.
Kyla. Of course, you were up there. A lot of our other friends were up there as well.
We missed quasi-producer
just-
Heather, of course.
We did. The Moana mom herself was not up there. She was residing in
Mhm.
Orlando, and she's like, "I'm not going back to Pittsburgh because I am here as a Florida
And
resident."
I was like, you know what? I'm not even mad at you because you just
More-
moved down there.
More power to her. Exactly.
Exactly.
We did get to see our good friend Derek, who was also up
We
there as well, assisting
did.
over
Hey,
the
Derek.
weekend. That was fun. And our good friend Marcy, who was there. Marcy loves me. Hi, Marcy. And
Mhm.
let me ask you, Jen, how did you Disney this week? It's been a slow week, I'm guessing.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, honestly, so far in terms of Disneying, other than I've booked, it's a cop out for me to say I've booked several Disney vacations,
Right.
but I've booked several Disney vacations.
There you go. Look at me. I'm Jen. I'm cooking vacations like crazy.
Stop. Aside from that, I mean, like I drank out of my Disney coffee mug again this morning, and I've been repping some Disney t-shirt, not today, but yeah, that's just basically so far
Nice.
that's what it's been.
Nice. I got the nicest call from our friend Marcy the other day. As in last night, actually. Of course, that I've gathered all the Legos. I've gathered not all the Legos. That would be nice, but all the Lego minifigures for the Disney series. And if that was a thing for me for a couple of weeks, trying to gather all of them, and I had an extra stitch, and I was able to give it to our friend Marcy to give to her wonderful daughter and fan of the show, Rory. So I got a phone call from them with a big thank you from Rory. It was the sweetest thing. Chatted with Marcy, of course, and bragged on you, Jen, about how well our friend Jen, to the audience, she put together the conference. I'm sure she had some help, but she put the conference together with different vendors coming in, other cruises and trips and tour groups and organizations coming in, Disney as well, coming in to give presentations. It was fantastic. Got a tour of Pittsburgh, got to see some of the city. I had never been to Pittsburgh, so it was great seeing some of the sights and sounds of the place that I've only seen online or on TV. So that was a lot of fun.
And yes, Pittsburghers, we did go to Permanis.
So I went to the Puttery. We went to the Puttery
Yes, we did
Saturday
go to
night.
Puttery.
It was a brand new place, right? Isn't it?
It's fairly, I want to say it's only like 4 or 5 months old, something like that.
It was basically it's an indoor golf course.
It's
9-hole
indoor
golf course.
adults only mini golf.
Adults only golf course. They have a bar in there. They serve drinks to you while you're putting. They have different themes in there. We did the lodge winter theme.
The lodge
upstairs.
winter
They
theme.
had
And the
the
food. I
library.
mean, there's food.
Yes,
We
the
had
food is really good. Heavy hors d'oeuvres and stuff. Did you get to go upstairs to the Puttery at all?
I mean, I went through the golf course. I didn't get to go upstairs. I was too busy.
You were too busy handling things.
I was busy handling things like down,
Yes.
like where the food was, and making sure everybody
right.
was like set. And I didn't have to deal with the tea times, but basically just staying on top of everything. So
I did the tea times because they walked around with a paper to get everybody to sign up. So I grabbed the paper and I just walked around. I was like, okay, you 4, write them down. Okay, you 4, write them down.
David handled
that. In
that.
the groups, making sure everybody had somewhere to go. So, and as our friend Jay, if anybody from the Puttery, anybody
Happens
goes to
to
the
be
Puttery in
listening.
Pittsburgh, happens to be listening, you go there, ask for Jay. She was an incredible server. She was
Jay
so
and
much
Charlie.
fun. Upstairs, they have the library golf course and the garage golf course. And library was, when I went up there, it looked like out of Clue. It looked like it was an out of Clue game or something. It was really
cool.
fun.
I would have
Very
enjoyed
kind of
that
dimly lit,
course.
very mysterious, and the car was more of a grungy kind of thing. So it's a really neat place to go. I would definitely recommend it for anybody who hits the Pittsburgh area. So I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, good time.
Jen, of course, you live in the Pittsburgh area. So once you said goodbye to everybody Saturday night, I'm guessing you saw some people on Sunday for breakfast and got to say, hey. I was getting a ride to the airport with an Uber. I had a flight at 6:05.
Oof.
And for those of you who did not follow my stories on the Magic on a Dollar, I storied it as I went because I wanted to chronicle this as I went. Traveling woes, of course. Caught the Uber at 4:30. Well, Southwest. So my flight was at 6:05. I was boarding at 5:35. Been told by multiple people, it's Sunday morning, it's early. Don't feel like you have to get there way early.
And
I'm like, well,
honestly, in Pittsburgh, very
Well,
normally that's
I'll
normal.
get to that. I'll get to that. So I get there. And I don't think you and I have actually had a brief, total discussion about this yet, because we haven't talked all week because you've been so busy. We've both been crazy busy, catching up after a vacation. Anybody who has ever been on a vacation comes back to work, and there's always 1,000 things to do immediately, and that's been us both.
And everything is urgent. Everything is
exactly.
urgent.
It's like that song. First thing was Imagine Dragons. First things first, and the second things first, and the third things are first, and it's all that. So I get the Uber to the airport, and I actually sit with our good friend Sarah Kramer, who's one of our travel agents and a very dear friend, and so we're in the Uber together, and we share the Uber, and the traffic is fine. It's 5:15, it's 5:20, we're trucking along, not a problem. It's 4:30, it's 4:30, 4:40, whatever, we're trucking along, not a problem. Getting there, we get to the airport itself, traffic stops, and the Uber driver is like, oh man, they're really busy today. And I'm like, don't say that. So Sarah's flight is not until like 6:45 or 7. She's got plenty of time. So they pull up, and I hop out. She hops out. We say our goodbyes, and I go into the Southwest. There's no Southwest guy on the corner there on the curb, which would have been great. There was nothing. It is early in the morning. It's expected.
Yeah,
so we're inside. The Southwest counter is just lined up. The line is very long to get to the counter. So I already got my tickets in the kiosk, and I'm looking around because a lot of times Southwest and maybe other airlines will have an area where you drop your bag. Like, your bag is under 50 pounds, drop your bag. You're good. If you have a question about it, you're taking it upon yourself to say my bag is under 50 pounds. If it's more than 50, it's a problem. But they don't have one. I'm looking around. I see it. So I'm in line. There's 2 people working. And finally, one girl comes out from out on the counter with a bunch of pink tags in her hand. They all say transfer. And she's handing them out as she's looking at our tags, because I have a layover in Tampa. So she's handing them out. She's like, put these on your luggage. And she stands in front of the crowd, and she claps, and she says, okay, folks, we're going to churn them and burn them. We're getting out of here right now. We're going to go. I don't need your boarding passes. I don't need anything else from you except for your ID. Show me your ID, put your luggage on the scale, and let's go. And so she walks behind the counter, and the first guy didn't move. And she actually was like, come on, sir, let's go. And so he walked up, put his bag up there. 15 seconds, he was gone. Second person, boom. I walked up to literally in 10 seconds. I was moving.
Nice.
I was gone.
Nice.
So it is now around 5:15. So I've got TSA, the TSA pre-check, which is great. So I go do the escalators to the TSA. As soon as I see it, I'm like, oh, this is bad, because I walk in, and it reminded me of one of those mornings with Big Thunder where you tried to get to the back of the line, but instead of going left towards the ride where the line might be, you go right because the line keeps going. Jen, the line was out the door into the parking lot. Onto the sidewalk.
Can I tell you, I have never waited more than 3 minutes in that line.
Here's the thing. And I heard a couple of people talking about it, including the guy ahead of me turned around and he said, I'm from Pittsburgh. I've never seen this. He's like, I have never seen this. The other TSA line, the not pre-check, was just insane.
Did they open the alternate checkpoint? Because they have an alternate checkpoint.
I don't know anything about that, but all I know is mine was a straight line. It was basically a straight line. The other one was kind of a bunch of switchbacks.
Yeah, which goes switchbacks,
going outside and down the sidewalk. I was just outside the doors. So unlike MCO, which they have the TSA and they have the regular TSA, TSA pre-check and the regular TSA that merge into one line towards the end where you still have a couple of switchbacks. Pittsburgh is not like this. It's a straight shot.
It's a straight shot.
And so, to their credit, to Pittsburgh Airport's credit, I was out of TSA in probably 7 minutes. I was just go. Even though that line was long, it was continually moving. It was great. Well, now it's 5:26, 5:27. I boarded at 5:35 on gate number A9. So I've got to go to the escalators.
Close,
well, it's close, but I've got to do a tram, and I'm unfamiliar with this airport. So this isn't like I know exactly where I'm going, like my home airport or MCO. I don't know. So I board the tram, and I get over there, and I get down the gate, and it's like 5:35, and they're starting to board. And of course, I have to go to the restroom. I'm 2 bottles of water in. I'm like, I cannot sit. I'm B57, by the way, which was annoying to me because I woke up a few minutes late in order to check in. So I'm like, there is a chance I'm going to be sitting in the middle seat, and if it's this busy, I'm more than likely, this is going to be a full flight.
It's a full flight.
I go to the restroom. I come out. It's 5:40. I walk up. They are just finishing boarding the A group. The B group is just now getting in line. And I'm like, oh, I passed by Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm like, I would give a lot of money right now for a cup of Dunkin' Donuts. And it's funny because in line at TSA, there was a girl behind me. She was like, well, our flight's not till 6:05, and we'll probably stop by McDonald's and grab something because I'm so hungry. And I'm like, girl, you're not going to have time to do anything. You don't have time.
And that McDonald's line, let me tell you, TSA is very rarely, well, the regular TSA line can be long. Pre-check, not long. That McDonald's line, you better carve out a solid half hour.
Yeah,
just
I was
saying.
not even. I wasn't gonna try it. I was starving. So when they handed me the little pretzel thing, I was like,
Mm.
I'm looking around, going, "Are you gonna eat yours, lady?" I'm just,
Yeah.
yeah. And it was the flight was fine, but I got on time. But when I got to that TSA line, I was like, "Am I gonna make my flight? What do I do if I don't make my flight?" I made it. I got home, freshened up, went to church. Sunday, as it was. It took a 2-hour nap Sunday afternoon because I was tired.
Oh, I took a nap.
So,
Oh, I definitely took a nap.
I was tired. So let's get to some Disney news. Now, in my notes here, I actually had written down at the top light news day, but it's sort of a light news day. There actually are several things going on here. First of all, of course, Jen, it's halfway to the holidays.
It is
We are
halfway to the
halfway to
holidays.
Christmas.
Yes, we are.
Which is insane.
That came out
because
yesterday, I think.
it came out yesterday,
2
something
days
like
ago,
that.
Monday.
Well, they made an announcement online. There was like the 14th we have Disney announcements, and the 15th we have Disney announcements. So I'm supposing, as is every other Disney knowledgeable person online, that we're gonna get Christmas party dates probably on the 15th. We don't know that for sure. Nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah. But if we're going with the Halloween thing, we've gone
Exactly.
halfway to Halloween, and then we got
Yes. So as it stands, and when you guys are listening to this, there's a chance you will see both of us posting repeatedly that the dates are already out. Who knows? But we don't have them now. They released the merch, of course. Jen, for you and Kyla, they have Crocs. The Christmas Crocs are out. With
that's
little
going to be a
Christmas
hard
gibbets.
pass. That's a hard pass.
They're very nice and festive and everything.
Yeah,
They've got the jerseys, and they've got the food coming and whatever. So all that's there. And they've also introduced.
Should I just channel Kyla and be like, no?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, we're such good friends that we actually haven't talked all day, and I'm like, did I do something wrong? What happened? We haven't talked all day, so I know it's bothering. But they have, which I think this is hilarious. I think it's great they're doing this, but they're now doing a Christmas 12K because I feel as if somebody was sitting back in the office and like, how can we get more revenue? And somebody thought, well, I figure they'll make a lot of money on the 5Ks and stuff. What if we did a virtual 5K for Christmas? We don't have to spend any money. People send us money and they do all the work, and we just send them a little medal. And so they did. You get the princess or the Christmas 12K coming up. We don't have dates yet when you can sign up for it. Yeah. Maybe we'll find that out. You find that out soon, but you can sign up.
Do they limit the online? I don't think
it's a virtual 12K, and
but they don't limit the virtual.
No, they don't limit. Well, I take that back. They do sell out. I guess there's only a certain amount of medals. You can still do it and log your time. I've got the summer 5K series. I've got 3 5Ks to run this summer, and I actually forgot about it until yesterday. And I'm like, I got to run a 5K this month. I mean, I need to run one once a month to get my medals. Okay, so to run Disney virtual stuff, they send you the medals regardless. You paid your money. They're going to give you the medals. It's good to know that you've done it. That's my whole thing.
I'm like, I want to earn them.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to earn them. So I probably will try to run a 5K in the next couple of days. And when I say run, I mean run walk. When I say run walk, I mean mostly walk, probably sort of jog. I'll watch a Beavis and Butthead on my phone as I'm doing it or something. But so that's happening. We're expecting Christmas party dates, and if they don't come out today/tomorrow, they will come out very, very soon. So just be on the alert for that. Now, something that came out, I can't remember if we mentioned this. We might have mentioned it briefly, but of course, the Disney Adventures by Disney Around the World trip. Disney Parks Around the World, private jet adventure. Now, Jen, have you signed up for just one date, or have you actually signed up for a couple of these?
Oh, well, I tried to sign up for a lot of dates, but
okay. Well, if you've never heard of this, folks, let's go ahead and say this here. You can embark on a bucket list adventure for 75 ultimate Disney fans. Only 75 people get to do this. It's a 24-day, 6-country, 12 theme park, every theme park, Disney park in the world, adventure. You also get to visit the Taj Mahal, the pyramids of Giza, and the Eiffel Tower. You'll be flying on a Boeing 747 VIP configured airline done by Iceland Air. You'll stay in a world-class accommodations around the world, and you're going to have just an incredible time here. So let me go ahead and walk through this real quick. And I know we talked about this some this weekend because our friend Marcy was kind of talking about it, but let's just go ahead and say this. You will start at the Disney's Grand California. That's where you will check in. You will spend the first 3 days there. Then you will take 2 days and go to the Summit Skywalker Ranch for a Lucasfilm camping tour. And then you will go over to the Fairmont San Francisco Hotel, which is great. You will fly from there all the way over to Tokyo, where you will spend time at the Tokyo Disneyland Hotel. And that is days 7 and 9. You will actually spend time as well at the Shanghai Disneyland Hotel in Shanghai on days 10 and 11. Days 12 and 13, you'll be at the Hong Kong Disneyland Hotel. Then you're going to fly over to Agra, which is in India, for days 14 and 15 at the Oberoi Amarvalis in Agra. Then over to the Pyramids of Giza in day 16 at the Marriott Mina House in Cairo, and then up to Paris, Old Paris, for Disney's Hotel New York, the Art of Marble Hotel, where you'll be staying there, and Disneyland Hotel Paris for days 17 and 19. Fly across the water, connect in Halifax, go down to Orlando at MCO for a 4-night stay in Disney's Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. 23 breakfasts, 23 lunches, 23 dinners included in this particular thing. You'll be doing the Kilimanjaro safaris with the Animal Kingdom. You'll be doing a Flavorland visit with Disney chefs, behind the Sea of Monorail tour, visit the pyramids and the Sphinx. You'll visit the Taj Mahal. You'll have a Tokyo Sea experience with Walt Disney Imagineering, a Walt Disney Studios tour, which is going to be incredible, the Shanghai Disneyland tour as well. Again, a VIP configured private jet, which you'll have your own little cubby space. It's a Boeing 757, but it's made for 75 people, so you've got extra little cubbies, so you got
a lot of space.
Exactly, lots of space. The services of 3 adventure guides, Disney VIPs, Imagineers, cultural experts. You'll have 3 dedicated staff members just for this trip, and a traveling physician. So if you get in trouble, if something's going wrong, get a little something you should eat in Agra in India or wherever, you have somebody helping you. And it's starting out at the low price of $114,995 per person. So I think this is something that that we could talk about, Jen. I think it's possible to do a fam trip, maybe an agency trip for these things. I think it might be kind of fun, something like that. This would be pretty fantastic. Now, June 12th, a couple of days ago, is when previous Adventures by Disney guests who've done 3 or more adventures got to do this. June 14th, which is today recording, all previous Adventures by Disney guests get to do it. The 16th, Golden Oak members, and this goes on to sale to the public June 19th. Now, I know we've kind of had fun with this price, but if you're out there and you're thinking, you know what? My mom passed away not too long ago. She left me a bunch of money. This might be something to do. I can spend some money, whatever. Give us a call, because I will say this. These sell out super fast. Last year, they had the same kind of schedule of release. It never made it to the public. On the day of Golden Oak, when Golden Oak got to do theirs, I want to say there were 5 spots left, and they were gone immediately. They were gone. So there was a waiting list of like 75 or 100 people. So, I would say give us a call. I'm not even guaranteed they're on sale right now. I don't know. I have no idea what's left. But I'm maybe we should stop the show and hold our phones just in case people call. Well, okay, we'll push that off. So final thing here, the I Am Groot animatronic is now at Disneyland with the dance party with the Guardians of the Galaxy. Have you seen this thing, Jen? Have you seen the
just online? I mean, online.
It's interesting. It's
different.
A little creepy, a little weird. But
it's different.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. It is very, very different. So it was a test. There's no guarantee if you go to Disneyland tomorrow or next week or week after, you're going to see it. They may have done it just once. They may bring it back. I don't know, but it was neat to see the technology, but it still is kind of weird dancing with an animatronic Baby Groot on stage. So and this is the final thing.
Baby Groot. So
everybody loves Baby Groot. Almost as much as Grogu. So finally, the AECOM, which is the Architecture, Engineering, Construction, Operations, and Management.
I'm really glad you said that, because I had no idea.
TEA, the Themed Entertainment Association, have released their 2022 theme index and attendance report covering global attractions. So once again, top 10, dominated by Disney. So looking at, I was going to run these real quick. I'm not going to give you all the full numbers, but in North America, number 10, SeaWorld Orlando. Number 9, Universal Studios Hollywood. Number 8, Disney's California Adventure. Number 7, Universal's Islands Adventure. Number 6, Universal Studios. The others are all Disney World. Number 5 was Disney's Hollywood Studios at Walt Disney World. Number 4 is Epcot. Number 3, Disney's Animal Kingdom Park. Number 2, Disneyland Park at Disneyland. And number 1, Magic Kingdom Theme Park. 17 million people visited last year, which is actually down. I take that back. It's up over the last 2 years. It's down from 2019, which one of the things I don't really like about this report, the numbers are fine. Yeah. But they keep comparing it to 2019. It's like,
you can't compare to 2019. You can't do that.
Because in 2020, there were only 6.9 million people that visited because the park closed. In 2021, you had 12.6 million. In 2022, we had an increase of 5 million people. I would imagine 2023, we may see these numbers about the same, maybe go up a little bit. The big news, of course, is that Universal is gaining. Universal Studios is gaining. I think 23, 24 is going to be interesting. 25, of course, is when Epic Universe opens up. So we will see what happens there. And of course, we will be here to report all of it just for you guys at the Main Street Electrical Podcast, because that's what we do. Let's talk about parks. Now, it is hot. It's
It is
summertime.
hot. It is very
It is
hot.
hot.
It
It
is.
is actually, as we're recording, it's June 14th. It's still another 9 days left in the springtime. But I want to say that I've only been to Disney World once in June. This was in 2009. It was the hottest trip I've ever experienced. I've been in July. I've been in August. June was the hottest ever. It was so
Oh,
hot.
I don't know. When I
Yeah.
did the July, that was worse than June. But
Well, like
June
recently
was
or like last year or well, after
it's-
COVID?
it was post-COVID.
Post
It
COVID.
was
Well, see,
so
that's hard to
hot.
say because you had the mask on and people had
No,
to
this was not.
stop
This
and
was
just
when you could have the masks off outside.
okay. Well, still, I would like to go back if you need to send me in July just to make sure it's fine. But yeah, it's hot, so it's always a good time to go at night to Disney World because
Yes,
there's so many good things at night. So I thought it would be nice and fun to talk about some of our favorite nighttime locations
yes,
at Disney World. Now, I
absolutely.
don't necessarily mean like I love seeing the fireworks at night, and which that's what you do, see fireworks at night. I love seeing the water at night, but I mean actual parts in the parks themselves. And I'll kick it off. We'll start with Animal Kingdom. I think we both agree Pandora at night is incredible.
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Pandora at night is beautiful. Now, when they opened up Pandora, they were, I think, sometimes Imagineers puts out a little bit more than they actually can do. It's almost like they were dreaming. We're going to try to do some of this. They were talking about bioluminescence flooring and how it might
it was
light
there.
up when you walk.
No,
it's there now.
It's there now. Yeah.
But they were talking about like when you walk, it might kind of light up, and I think that's going to be kind of hard to do. I think that was hard to do. But at night the floor does kind of glow. I do wish they'd kind of touched it up a little bit because I think some of the glow was fading. But you know, the mountains look cool. The lights behind it look cool. It just looks gorgeous.
It looks really pretty.
Gorgeous thing. So, Animal Kingdom Park for you. Is there where else at Animal Kingdom Park do you love to just sit and watch and look at night?
So, I mean, I will say that this is cheesy, but the Tree of Life. The Tree of Life has always been really pretty at night. And there was a time, do you remember when they were doing like the drone light show over it? They would like project the lights on it. That was really cool. Now that hasn't been done for a while. I'll also throw out Kilimanjaro safaris at night is actually really cool.
It is, especially when it's darker.
Yes.
And I know it gets darker later when they have the park later. And if you get to like the dusk where you can barely see, and I've actually done it pitch black where it's like, I mean, they have lights on the bus, but it's like you can't see anything. And so they'll shine the spotlights around. There's animals kind of looking at you with those glowy eyes. It's really kind of cool.
It's like the freaky eyes.
Speaking of the safaris, as you're walking from Asia to Africa, and I don't know if this happens all the time because I don't go to Animal Kingdom a lot at night. But when you walk through there is an area where they have the lanterns above you, like the paper lanterns hanging strung across. I walked through there once, I guess last year, and it was lit up. All the lanterns were lit up.
Oh, it's so pretty.
It was gorgeous as I walked through. I'd never seen that before. And I'm like, this is beautiful. And it's just, that's the light. It's just the lanterns, the paper lanterns going across.
Yeah.
It's like, it's very good theming, like you're in a village or something.
Absolutely.
Like, this is amazing. And you're right, though. There's not a lot at Animal Kingdom because it does close early. But yeah, the Tree of Life and riding Everest at night is also
that is
pretty
fun.
fantastic because you have that view of everything overall. And you can see the light, especially when there are fireworks going on and such.
That's cool. I mean, like in the distance, because there's no fireworks in Animal Kingdom.
No, not
so
Animal Kingdom. They don't have right. They don't have Animal Kingdom fireworks at all. Hopping over to Hollywood Studios, and I think we'll kind of go in order of like what's got the fewest to the most. Let's do Hollywood Studios. Jen, where's it lit for you in Hollywood Studios?
Echo Lake. I love walking. I know this is weird, but like it's really pretty at night when you see Dinosaur Gertie all lit up and kind of look off.
Especially at Christmas time.
Oh, at Christmas time, it's absolutely amazing. But I like it any time of year. It's just I feel like it's peaceful too, like around that backside because Indiana Jones isn't running anymore. And like most of the, restaurants have like sort of, they're their last patrons. I really like that.
Well, and not only that, and I don't know, I know water is reflective, but I don't know if they do something special to that water, but it always feels like Echo Lake is extremely reflective.
It's extremely reflective.
So
it is.
You can get a great picture of Gertie's reflection in the water, or when the Christmas tree is up, Christmas in the water. I mean, it's looks
so cool.
And it's serene and it's peaceful and it's great. As you walk through, I think Toy Story Land at night is fantastic with the lights going on because you're in Andy's backyard. In Andy's backyard, he uses Christmas lights, but he uses lights to the whole thing is he's built a playset, and you are now a toy. You're the size of a playset, so he's got Christmas lights strung up to light the way. And so there are massive Christmas lights above you, and of course, Slinky Dog is running through lights, which is really cool at night to see. I mean, it's all got this nighttime.
The lack of shade doesn't matter.
Right. So basically, Toy Story Land is mostly comfortable from like 7 p.m. to closing every night, which is nice. Just don't sit down till like 9 o'clock.
Right.
Yeah, don't sit down till 9 o'clock because the concrete is still hot. Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
Sit down for fireworks and realized, oh, the ground's not cooled off yet. The concrete gets hot. So yeah, which is I don't. Sidebar, I understand people want to get the fireworks, especially if there's a special event going on. But those people that line up at like 11, 12 o'clock
I can't do it
for fireworks that night. Just I can't because it's hot and I can't
It's
do
too
it. And I
hot.
sweat and I don't like sweating. I sweat constantly. I don't like it. It makes me feel gross. Yeah, the Toy Story Land. Of course, you walk over to Galaxy's Edge, and Galaxy's Edge is just glowy and cool.
Yeah. Okay. But Tower of Terror, riding that at night
Yes.
is cool. That was actually just
Yes.
featured on some other article I saw online. I apologize, I don't remember which one, but it's amazing.
Well, it's amazing, and also like I keep going back to Christmas time because, of course, Christmas time decorations are up.
But it's not as
they
hot
do-
at Christmas time either. So
But I was going to say they do projections on Tower regardless. I mean, they do put the projections up, and it's just cool.
Yeah.
You're able to see a lot of those, and of course, all the way down Sunset, especially when they kind of dim the lights for the fireworks and everything that are going on in Hollywood. And it's just a whole cool setting. Walking into the park, seeing the crossroads of the world against the dark sky, it's cool because that's lit up as well. And just what they do with the lights is just fantastic.
It's really
so
nice. Yeah.
my mind's kind of walking around Hollywood, just thinking about all the cool things you get to see at night. And so that's awesome. Of course, now we have Epcot. Epcot is a treasure trove of lit stuff, and we're not even talking about people who had too much to drink. I'm talking about the lights themselves.
That's always interesting too.
Exactly. So Future World, of course, Guardians is cool because one of my favorite picture spots ever, and you have to be ready to get this, but you can stand in a certain place where there is the monorail track coming at you. There's the Guardian spaceship, and there's Spaceship Earth behind it. If you catch it just right at the right time, there comes the monorail. Catch that picture with all three kind of lined up in the evening time. Fantastic picture. I'm like,
So
go me.
fabulous.
I've gotten that picture before, and I'm like, this is amazing. I should win Pulitzer Prizes for this. It's fantastic. So, I should be winning these things. For Spaceship Earth lit up is gorgeous because they have the
points of light.
lights, points of light,
or beacons
of magic.
Beacons of magic. There we go.
Beacons of magic.
We'll get there.
And they're going to be doing more stuff with that. I think that's one of the greatest things they did during the 50th.
1000%.
And it's almost like, why did you guys not do this before?
I mean, actually, it is so gorgeous, and that is currently my favorite thing at night in Epcot.
Yeah, and they will be doing some other stuff with it. They're going to be putting new shows and new things on there. And they can, honestly, I feel like they could do just about anything they wanted to with those lights.
They really could.
And
now,
they put projections on them already. So sometimes.
I will say, I do miss the light up concrete, which they used to have in Future World.
It's coming back. Did you not hear
but
that?
I did. Well, that's what I'm saying. But it's going to,
oh, yes.
from what I understand, going to be coming back. I currently miss it, though, because it is not, unless I'm not thinking of somewhere.
Hasn't
I don't
been
think
there in a
it's
couple of years.
anywhere.
No, it's not there now. It's not there now. But that's the big thing we heard last week through a source for whatever that's worth.
Yeah, right.
That it's coming back.
I do want that to come back because it was that was always one of my favorite things at night at Epcot was the light up concrete.
I read an article today that said something like it was around 2,200 days since Epcot was announced. Like they were.
I think we read the same article. That had to be the article.
And it was just like 2,255 days or something like that. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, it's a long time. It's a long time.
Granted, there was a COVID pandemic that happened right in the middle.
I mean,
of that
was a big.
That's a trick.
That was a big part of it.
But it's weird. I'm like looking back on that, going, what happened? This is just so weird. Like all of a sudden we're like, Epcot, yay, they're building stuff and they're opening up, and like we didn't do anything for like a year going, we don't know what to do. It's just crazy. Yeah. Here we are, middle of 2023. So Future World, the Spaceship Earth is beautiful. It's one of those things where I've got every time I walk up to get a picture of Spaceship Earth at night with the monolith there in the front, I'm like, I have 14,000 pictures of Spaceship Earth lit up at night with this monolith on my phone. And then I stop and I'm like, I'm holding the phone horizontal and then portrait and horizontal portrait.
I love how you're going
backing up and,
as if it's an old school camera. Dude, we're in 2023. You just go tap.
Exactly. Well, tap, or I'm like squeezing the things, and I'm holding the phone and I'm trying to learn new tricks where I hold the phone to the ground, look up and whatever. And I'm taking pictures and I'm like, look at all these pictures that I'm going to post like 3 of them. And then that's it. So
But you have
That's
a
what
lot to
happens.
choose from.
I do have a lot. I have a lot to choose from. And it's a
Yeah.
little ridiculous how many pictures I have of Spaceship Earth, but Future World is well. One thing I really wish they would light up the land area a little bit more because it's kind of dark over there.
It is a little bit
It
dark.
is kind of dark.
It is.
And I know that they shut down Figment and that whole ride
They
section
do.
a little early.
Actually, the only thing that stays open in the land is soaring. So
yeah.
Well, no, and the Circle of Life thing.
And the Circle of Life. Yes, that's open. So we can Awesome Planet. It's Awesome
That's
Planet
it.
now.
That's it.
Yes, I've seen that 3 times, I think.
Yeah,
all 3 times
I
think
watched it once under
Kyla.
duress.
So
I watched it under duress.
Yeah, well, I remember watching it. The only 2 people in the theater was our friend Kyla, and myself. And I remember the cast member comes over and she was like, "I have to supposed to do a spiel. Can I just tell the 2 of you, don't smoke, don't dance, and whatever. Don't walk around, don't get hurt, whatever. Go on in." I mean, it was just that. Which, by the way, fun fact, according to the cast member, it runs 24/7. They never turn it off. It just runs. They turn the sound down and first thing in the morning, or when they leave at night, turn the sound back up. But it just continually runs and they don't stop it over and all 24 hours.
Which is just like mind blowing.
Yeah, it's just like, well, I mean, it's just I guess it's a DVD or computer program or whatever.
Yeah.
So you're running. Anyway, so Future World, of course, beautiful on the monorail. It's always fun to get pictures of the monorail. World Showcase is also great. I heard that they're going to be lighting up World Showcase some at night. They're going to put some more lights in there.
Some additional ones. That's cool.
Yeah, some additional ones because it can get pretty dark through there. As you
it
walk
can
in
certain spots. Yeah. I mean, they light up the topiaries and things like that. But yeah.
Is there anywhere on your World Showcase that you can think of that you just feel like is a great place to be at night? And it doesn't have to be lit up. It's just in terms of just nighttime. It's a great atmosphere at night.
I like Italy. I really like Italy at night. I like France at night. And I think, but Italy has some really, really pretty picture spots. So, and I think that they look really nice in the evening ambiance, if you will.
Well, the China Garden is actually pretty nice too at night. It's kind of fun to walk around there in the dusk. Also, and this is kind of leaving the park, but if you get to hop on the Skyliner, I love the Skyliner at night.
Oh, I know.
I just love because it passes by France.
Very
you get
peaceful.
to see Ratatouille, and you get to see the creperie, and you get to see the fountain, and all that stuff. If you are careful, you can get some really good pictures.
Actually, you just said Ratatouille. That spot at night in the back of France. I said France. I should have been more specific. Literally around Remy is like So
yes,
pretty.
I like the France Pavilion before. I love the France Pavilion now. They put that in there. I think that's such a great addition. One of the best additions.
Pretty.
It's so great back there. And if only they had that Mary Poppins ride and they had not canceled it.
Oh, why did you have to bring that up right now? Like, I feel like you said that to trigger me.
I did not feel to say the trigger. I'm sorry. You can take a spoonful of sugar. It'll help that medicine.
Oh my gosh.
Magic Kingdom. I feel like
there's like a zillion
probably
things
got the
here.
most.
Like
I mean, it's just one of my favorites. Well, okay, so my favorite spot obviously is everybody's gonna say the castle because the castle at night is just gorgeous. What they do,
I wouldn't say that that's my favorite.
Colors on the castle,
really
but
fun,
it should
though.
be. No, it's. I love taking pictures of the castle, and it's not just the castle itself, but the ambiance around the castle with the statues. There's the Walt and Mickey thing. I love getting creative with my camera, just walking around doing kind of up shots and around shots, and kind of just being creative and reflections and whatever. And I love that whole area, but I also turn 180 degrees around. Down Main Street when it's all lit up.
Oh,
I
I
love
love
lights
that.
are going on, and it's almost like it's dark behind you with the castle, but around this side, turn around, and it's just all beautiful, and you get some good pictures there. And just it looks so cool. Looks cool. What were you gonna say?
I love Big Thunder Mountain at night.
Riding at night is fantastic.
Riding at night is fantastic, and especially if you can time it like around where the fireworks are coming off, and that is great. But I actually just think for some reason at nighttime, we almost always go left through Adventureland and then into Frontierland. And I think it's like a really neat, peaceful, like way more peaceful atmosphere. And like, let's just talk about the Jungle Cruise at night.
Jungle Cruise at night is a lot of fun.
2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Lots of fun.
It's an awful lot of fun. Well, I mean, I will say this, that whole area can be very dark as well.
It can be.
Through it. And I do
it's
wish
not
it
that
was
it's
a little
from
more
a
light in there.
beauty perspective.
No, it's true. But Jungle Cruise is cool.
Yeah.
And even though you're indoors, riding Pirates at night, and same thing with Haunted Mansion, riding both those rides at night, there's just something extra about it.
A little extra.
And I don't know what it is because you're inside. It's fine. With Pirates, you don't really see anything different because
there's nothing different there. Yeah.
Haunted Mansion, of course, you walk around, and everything's like lit up and everything's smoky, and get pictures of the mansion itself with that gray sky behind it whenever it's cloudy, and it just looks like all just domineering, and ooky and icky and just spooky and all that. And then you walk up the hill and there's Rapunzel's tower, all beautifully lit up.
That is beautifully lit up.
Just it's a bathroom area, but it's like, this looks
But it's
amazing.
a
It's
pretty
a bathroom
bathroom
area, but I
area.
love it. It's a very pretty bathroom area.
It's
And then you're
pretty.
like, but why can't you have this kind of theming in the All-Stars? You made them so bland now. Anyway,
Yeah. Oh my
by the way,
gosh.
do you know All-Stars were a thing?
What is that?
Also, another great spot, and this is kind of more picture spots than anything else, but I love Fantasyland at night, especially right before they close. The fireworks are over. You're about 15, 20 minutes before you close, or they have closed. The rides are closed now. People are beginning to leave the area.
Yeah.
And you have a few minutes to mill around before they kick you out, you know.
Okay.
They're always watering down the sidewalk and washing the sidewalk down and everything, watering it like they're growing.
Well, they
Washing
do
it
have
down.
it for fireworks, but like they have to.
That's true. That is true. There's always somewhat like of a puddle of water right there in front of Philharmonic.
Yes.
And that's a great time to get a shot of the castle in that water. I've gotten several great shots of castle reflection in that water, looking up with Philharmonic right there. And so and I've done that before. And my wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm getting reflective pictures." And she's like, "You're just like a travel agent." So that's me. Yes. But yeah, I mean, anytime you see water like that, especially when they wash everything down, you can get a lot of reflective shots. But I remember going in and I may have told the story, but I'll tell it again because I like to hear myself talk. When you can get into the park 1 minute before it closes, they let you in. I got in at 10:59. The park closed at 11. I raced over there, got in 10:59, and I was like, "Can I get in?" They were like, "As long as your Magic Man works." Beep, got in. And everything was closed. There was no rides I could go to, but I managed to walk down through Fantasyland to the castle towards Tomorrowland. There was nobody on any rides. I was all by myself. I got some incredible shots of just so much stuff and walked around too. And of course, put my camera down too and just walked around and just enjoyed how beautiful everything is and how peaceful it is. You got the teacups, which are all lit up, and all the cups are really nice and bright and shiny, and there's a lot of light there. But then you turn around and look at Tomorrowland, and it's got that neon kind of color to it. And over here is the mine train, which is darker because it's a mountain, and it was so cool. And right behind me, there's Cosmic Rays, big sun right there. So they do so many cool things with lights and ambiance. It was cool. It's kind of magical, if I can use that word.
Absolutely. And you mentioned Tomorrowland. I love Tomorrowland. And I've got to shout out two things because, like, honestly, if I'm there at night, these are the two things I'm going to do. One's brand new, Tron at night. Amazing.
Yes, I was going to ask about that. I cannot wait for that at night.
So good. And then the other thing is People Mover. The People Mover at night. I love it.
Yes, People Mover at night is great because you see a lot. The parks look cool. Of course, if you catch it, then fireworks are great. If not, you still got some great visuals. And I would say Astral Orbiter is going to give you some great visuals as well, but you have to go through that queue. However, at night,
it wouldn't be quite so bad.
I mean, if you walk through there and that line's only got a couple of people in the little corral, it might be a good time to go ride it because it's not that bad.
I've always thought I'd do it when it might be okay.
Yeah. I won't say the Tomorrowland Speedway because I don't ride that unless I have to. And typically my ride on that is done in the morning and we're done because that's my kid riding it and we're finished. But yeah, all of that Space Mountain at night is cool. I mean, again, it's like Haunted Mansion and Pirates where it's indoors, but it's still got something a little extra because you're inside. And it just has that little extra something because you're inside and it's nighttime. You walk out, you get the purple lights. And it's really cool to go inside of Space Mountain when it's dusk and there's still light around. Walk out, and it's nighttime. I was like, oh, this was cool. This was neat. So, what else in Magic Kingdom really just kind of floats your boat when it comes to nighttime?
I mean, I think I've like shouted out most of my nighttime faves. Small World.
I'm sure we're missing some.
I'm sure. I mean, honestly, I could say anything because I just enjoy being there, and I like it at night because it is honestly. People are watching the fireworks. There's not as many lights. So
and of course, if you're on the monorail or one of the ferries at night, you will likely get to see the electrical water pageant on the water.
Yes, I love the water
which
pageant.
is such a beautiful, cool thing. It's just
so
a bunch
cool.
of lit floats on the water. People love it, and it's just amazing. So there's that. I love riding the monorail, of course, the Skyliner all through there. Jen, did you know that there are buses? I don't know if you knew that or not, but they do have buses that transfer people from resort to resort.
Sounds awkward.
Grand Floridian at night. Are there places around the Grand Flo that you just love walking around at nighttime?
That like central courtyard area is always really pretty, like around where the pools are, because they do have the pools lit up. And they have lights, just like lights around, and they typically in the past, and I didn't notice this time after the refurbishment if they still had them, but they had lights on Narcoossee's, the outside.
Nice. Well, they've done that before, right? Didn't they have those? I think they had the
Yeah,
lights
but
around
I'm trying to
the
remember if they
edges.
were just they had been there forever,
Mhm.
but now it would just reopened after refurbishment, and I did not pay attention to whether or not those
Okay.
were there. I should have, but I didn't. But I do love the Grand Flow at night. But yeah, that central courtyard is really pretty.
Yeah, I love Pop at Night. And I say
Oh.
that because, and really, Pop at Night's really not anything more special than any other resort. But I say that because if you're on the Skyliner going towards Pop and you're by yourself late at night, it is pitch black. There are no lights on that water because you go across the water when you're traveling from Caribbean Beach, which is the hubs. You're coming from Epcot. You have to get off at Caribbean Beach and then catch the Skyliner to the station that sits between Art and Pop. It is nighttime. It is black. There is no lights. You're just there crumbling along. And I remember just sitting there kind of going, if I got stuck, this would almost be spooky because I'm above the water. Like I'm just here. Like there's nowhere for me to go. And so if the thing stuck with me on it, I don't really know how they would get me down. They'd have to pull a boat out there with a ladder of some sort because above the water. But it was cool. It was really cool just seeing the lights around from the resort as we passed by. And just I love Pop Century because I love being on the Skyliner itself. I just think the Skyliner is such a cool addition to the parks.
It is
Probably one of my 10 favorite additions of the last 10, 15 years to the parks overall. And it's great having that convenience because at night, whenever everybody's at the boardwalk, like previous, I walk over to the Skyliner, hop on and go back to my room.
Absolutely.
And, you guys all go back to the boardwalk and it's great. And so Skyliner is fantastic. Hopping over really quickly to Disneyland, two things that come to mind automatically. First, of course, Cars Land. Cars Land.
Oh, Cars Land is great at night.
Incredible. Probably to me, one of the top 5 visuals at night because it's everything you see in the movie with the Radiator Springs. It's that in real life.
Yeah. And neon, like all the neon because
neon,
Route 66
and everything.
Yeah.
But it's not overly bright. It looks like a town at night. And so you have the red light, the stoplight here, and you have the neon of V8 and Flo's Cafe, and then the Lightning McQueen comes rolling out, for pictures and stuff.
Cool.
And it's cool. And I love being on the Aquatic Coaster at night too because it's got that Big Thunder feel where you look around, you're like, this is at night. Wonder Wheel's the same way. So Pixar Pier, that whole Pixar Pier area is great.
I would shout out the Pixar Pier area. Absolutely. However, I'm going to say, if I'm going to pick two different ones, the Main Street in Disneyland, just that classic, for me, that classic Main Street, so neat. And secondarily, the Main Street by Carthy Circle, that whole little, circle, if you will, by Carthy Circle Theater is a really, really pretty. When I was down at the Earmark conference in December, we came out. There was an after hours event, so I have some great photos of that area.
Love it,
very cool.
Love it. So Disney at night is fantastic. So for anybody who's like, we've been tired, we're gonna go back to the hotel, go back to the resort, and whatever, that's fine. But make sure you visit some of these places at night. Make sure you take the time if you can, especially if the kids are subdued,
pick your one or two
taken care of, and walk around the parks. Don't necessarily worry about hopping on a ride. I got to get to this ride or that ride. Just enjoy the nighttime. Look around the dark spots and the light spots and the lights and just the cool things that Disney does because everything has a story at Disney. So they're not just going to take a lamp out because they just want to. They're actually going to set the mood like in Adventureland because it's you're on the high seas with the pirates or you're in the jungle with Jungle Cruise. So there's no reason for them to have big spotlights up or anything. So that's our kind of a walkthrough of Disney World at night. Jen, where can we find you online through all these halfway through the holiday things?
Yes, you can find me at Upon a Star Jen or my personal Instagram at Jen_Novotny.
Perfect. And don't forget to go to uponstartravel.com. Go to the blog there on the blog page where we'll have a write-up on all the things happening with Christmas very soon. Also, Upon a Star Travel on Twitter and on Instagram and on Facebook and all those type of places. There's several pages to go to for all the news. Find me at The Magic on $1 on Instagram. Find me at Magic on $1 and Disney on $1 on Facebook, which we're going to have halfway to the holiday stuff, announcements today where all the merch and the Crocs, which I know you're excited about, and all those things. Tomorrow, we'll see what happens /today because the
episode drops today.
Exactly,
so...
the episode drops today, but I'm guessing, again, my prediction, Christmas party dates. I don't know anything for sure because nobody knows anything, but that's my guess.
But if so, keep an eye because we will put up a blog post with those Christmas party. And regardless, whenever it drops. So if it's 2 weeks from now, we will put up a post about the Christmas party dates so that you can decide if you would like to go.
One thing I love is my Time Hop app. because I can see what I posted about certain events and certain things that
Oh,
happened
yeah.
in years past. Like last week, I was like, oh yeah, 2023 or 2019 prices dropped
Mhm.
this day 4 years ago. Oh yeah, 2020 whatever dropped this this day 2 years ago, whatever. And
Yeah.
so always a good little tool there for you. So thank you guys very much for listening. I appreciate all the listeners out there for listening and subscribing. Don't forget to join us next week on the Miniature Electrical Podcast. That's Jen. I'm Dave. And don't forget, happy halfway to the holidays, my dear Phoenicians.
Thank you for listening to the Main Street Electrical Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at the MSE Podcast, or visit our website at themsepodcast.com. Be sure to subscribe, and may all your wishes come true.